Hey y'all, I'm here on the beautiful roof patio here in Austin, a huge hot day. And today we are going to be talking about the cost of being a rescuer. And I'm Brita, and I help other professionals with personal development, and mostly attorneys, but it doesn't have to be attorneys. And read a great book recently, The Power of TED. And I'll probably be going through that book quite a bit. But one of the things in this book was talking about kind of this dynamic between a triangle between victim mentality and being a rescuer and being a perpetrator. And I'll tell you, a lot of things hit a nerve. But one of the things that hit a nerve was the idea of being a rescuer. And I had long ago recognized that I had been a rescuer, and I thought I had gotten over it. Thought I'd worked through it. And recent events showed me otherwise. And so many of my clients, so many attorneys are rescuers. I think doctors as well. You know, we want to help people, which is great. But rescuing is taking it a step further. Rescuing is, helping people do things that they could do for themselves. And we get this charge out of it. It feels so good. I mean, you can almost see your little cape flowing here. Man, it feels good. We get such a charge out of it. There's so many issues with rescuing people, though. Oh my gosh, so many issues. One, you're actually making it about yourself, not the other person. We can say we're doing it to help that person. In reality, at least a lot of why we're doing it is to get that feeling. It's for us. Da 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 da, here I am to save the day. Nobody else could do this. I'm the only one in my family who has the ability to do this. I actually had a client once who tried to tell me that when she, quote, had to do all of the things for her family, her adult family, her cousins and siblings and even parents, she had to do all of the things or they wouldn't happen. She literally tried to tell me that when her grandmother died, she had to do all of the things or they wouldn't get done. And I'm like, so you're telling me that your grandma would just sit there dead in the room? Are you kidding me? Again, the lies that we tell ourselves. When she stopped doing it, what happened? Her family kicked and screamed, but they started doing it. That's about us, not about the reality. And when we rescue someone, especially when we save them from the natural consequences of their own behavior, or when we do something for them that they are perfectly able to do themselves, we are harming them. We're not helping them. We are harming them. It's actually kind of degrading. You're telling them that you don't think they're capable of doing it. I know you're just trying to help, but you're not. You're actually telling them they're not capable of doing it themselves. You're also showing them that they're not. When most of the time they're perfectly able to do it. Maybe they don't know that they can do it. And how are they going to know? By doing it. So it's kind of insulting. You're also taking from them the learning opportunity, the ability to show themselves they actually can do it, and to learn from that experience. And what happens We will repeat until we repair. If they don't learn from that experience, they're just going to keep repeating it. Now, whether they learn or not is none of your business, but at least they have the opportunity, unless you come in and take it from them and save them and rescue them. And some lessons hurt. Some lessons take a bite out of your butt. For me, those are the ones that I learn from. Sometimes it takes me a while. When you take that lesson from them, it's not helping them. And it can be really hard to tell when you're helping versus rescuing. And the irony of this is that less than 6 weeks ago, I was literally being rescued out of the Puget Sound. Okay? Literally getting grabbed and being pulled out when I had flipped a kayak. In reality, I was actually probably safe. I had a life vest on, and I probably could have, I'm a good swimmer. I could have swam over to the beach. I didn't know that at the time. And thankfully people were there and they just pulled me out. Sometimes in life, people need to be rescued. Most of the time, however, they don't. Most of the time, they have created their own situation, and it's going to be better for them to learn how to get out of the water themselves. You better know what's what. And at least pressure test it. I'll tell you, recently, if I'm being honest with myself, this is all on me. I had a situation where a family member who I love dearly, who I am close to, asked me for help. Big help. And it felt good. It felt so good. He was asking me, not anybody else in the family, me. Okay, so my ego got a jolt out of it. That should have been my first clue that I was heading into deep water. And it was a situation where they were going to need help. And I listened to some of the voices. That, oh no, it's your job to do X, Y, and Z. Although it didn't really, going as far as I went, didn't sit right with me. And I talked myself into it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. There were some red flags and I was like, oh, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It was not fine. It was not fine. Number one, it didn't help him. And it went south, real south. And it damaged our relationship. I think it'll be fine. But it was bad. It was bad. Because he wanted to be rescued and I wanted to rescue. Versus standing back and going, okay, I'll help, but I'm not rescuing. It can be a fine line and it can be difficult to tell what's what. Sometimes you don't know until after the fact. But some of the telltale signs for me, looking back, my instinct was like, and I was like, it'll be fine, it'll be fine. When you're like, it'll be fine, watch that. And be honest with yourself. Why are you doing this? Are you doing this to make your anxiety go down? Are you doing this to make yourself feel better? Any part of it. It's probably not, that's we're getting into rescue territory. Are you actually helping this person, or are you just enabling them to continue down a path that isn't great? Even if you know that's going to be a rough path, but they need to be on it. Is this going to hurt you? And are they capable of doing this themselves? If they're capable of doing it themselves, ooh, you best be real careful. So, you know, if a child was in need, if somebody had fallen in the water, I'll risk my life happily. I'd give my life to help them. That's not what we're talking about here. Even if they had done it to themselves, you know, even if they had done something that got them in the water, that's a no-brainer. That's a good rescue. Now, somebody that keeps jumping in the water over and over and over again, they need to learn. They need to learn how to swim, or learn how to not jump in the water. And so much of the time when we're trying to rescue people, it's trying to rescue them from something that is a pattern. They just need to learn on their own. But you saving them from the natural and inevitable consequences of their own actions really is not helping them, even though it can feel good. And then I had to examine my own, like, okay, because if I needed to be a rescuer, that means I'm in this triangle of victim, persecutor, rescuer, and that's not where I want to be. That is not where I want to be. And I thought I was out of it, but turns out there were still a couple relationships, a couple of key people that, they say I need help, and I was right there. I'm not saying don't help. I'm saying put the brakes on. Do some real self-examination first. What is going to actually help versus what might enable. Because people need to go through their own struggles. That's how they learn. And it's none of your business. And it's very uncomfortable to watch. It's to watch somebody who you love struggle is really, really, really hard. And if that struggle is necessary for them, you need to sit back and let them struggle. And not make it about you wanting to feel more comfortable because watching them struggle is hard. So I hope that's something to think about. It's hot. It's hot. So I'm not going to do a long video today. It's just too hot. So really good book, The Power of Ted. The story is a little wonky. I didn't really love the story, but good information. So hope you got something out of today. And this is a process, friend. It's a process. I'm not saying I'm never going to be a rescuer again, but hopefully I learned a lot from this last bite out of my ass. Okay, take care. Bye.